Well, good morning, everybody, or noon Eastern Time. I hope you can all hear me. Let me know if the sound is coming through for you. And it is nice to have you back again. This is day 5 of the 12 live sales of Christmas. So it's really nice to see a few of you already in the chat. I see Sharon Carter and Claire Baruti. Bonne soiree to you. Spiff 50 Vintage, Sandy Bradley. Well, it's nice to have you with us too. And I am just really excited to be bringing all of these live sales to you folks and getting to chat with you and have a lot of fun. Elsie Bray is here. Oh, thank you, Pamela. I'm glad you hear me. Nice to have you here. Christine, it's good to have you here. I'm glad we got that email thing sorted out. And I'm not sure if I have your address or stuff, but if you'll get it to me, then we'll get that item out to you. Let's see. Wow, a whole lot of people coming in all of a sudden. That's great. So we've got My Heart. Nice to see you again. Lois Egan. Nice to have you. Kathy Dees. Well, hello. LaDonna, it's nice to have you with us again. I've got your things packed. I haven't invoiced everybody from yesterday. A lot of you asked me to hold things because you're kind of getting some multiples so we can combine shipping. Patty, it's good to have you. Patty Shinkraruk, I hope I'm saying that right. Pamela Blanchard, hey, good to have you here. I just really enjoy your last, I think you did a sale with Misty. It was so much fun. Edna Palmer, nice to have you here. Brenda Batt, Carrie T is here. Blue Feather Mercantile, nice to have you from the other end of Kentucky. Sheila is here, and oh, to be me too. That's great. Ready for a new day. That's good. Willie Joe, nice to see you. And we've got Aiden. Lynn Brother is here. Good to see you. Sonia Jelinski. Carol Bloom is back. Mag C, that's a new name for me. Nice to have you here, Mag. Tracy Day. Susie Cal. Oh, that's great. Um, or is it Susical? You know, I really ought to ask. It's like musical, but the Kitschy Corner. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here for this. And Christine K is here. Kevin Stanforth, nice to have you. Aaron Sotko from Eastern PA. Oh, that's great. Suzanne Crabtree is back. And Suzanne, I've been just sort of holding items for you too, because I know we can combine shipping on some things. So we'll get that all figured out. Zeno, nice to have you lurking. And Beth, it's here. You're at an in-person auction and watching. Wow, you are a go-getter, I'll tell you. Well, thank you very much. I got your brooch packed, and we'll send you an invoice for that. And Blackberry Thistle Tea is here. Well, this is great. We've got a nice group of people from all over the world this morning or early afternoon, depending where you are. Or I guess it could be the middle of the night. Snowy Calgary. Patricia, hi. Good to have you here. And Burr. Sue is back. That's great. So we have a little different style today. Today's theme is 12 reasons for the season, and we'll get into what that means because it means different things to different people, and we have a pretty good representation of different things for different people here. Carrie T, loved your vlog about your day. Thanks for sharing. Well, thank you. There will be some more Vlogmas vlogs coming up. You know, not every day is a wonderful thrill ride, so we're trying to save up the better bits, but you'll see more of that coming soon. And let's see, before we get started into the stuff, which is the fun part of all of this, let me tell you, because I know we've got a few new folks in the sale, so let me tell you the rules of the sale really quickly, and I'm going to cheat here because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Everyone is welcome to watch this. If you want to chat or to bid, you do have to be subscribed at least an hour before the broadcast. That just cuts out any trolling. It really makes it easier. We are running this like a real world auction, and so please bid up to the amount you're willing to pay. And when we get to the final section of each item, I'm going to call fair warning. That is your cue that you need to put your final bid that you're willing to pay for the item in now, because we don't do just in case. It's just like a real auction. The high bid pays what the high bid was. And so, you know, what you offer is what you will pay. When we call fair warning, it means you've got about 15 or 20 seconds. I try to give a little bit of time to account for the computer lag to put in your final bid. And I will then say going, going, gone, bid end. And when I put bid end in the chat and it comes up on my end, whoever is the high bidder at that point is the winner of the item. Now, if there are two people who bid the same amount, the person who put the bid in first is the winner of the item. If there are multiple items and it's choice, what that means is that your bid is for any one of the 2 or 3 items being offered. You may take one or you may take all. If you don't take all, then the backup bidder, the next high bidder, has the option of purchasing the items that remain. And we will let a few seconds go on the chat so people can tell us what they wanted. You see down on the bottom here what to do. If you are a high bidder, please do contact me. If you've bought from me before, I should have your information on file, but I still need you to contact me to acknowledge the purchase. We will add calculated shipping. We can combine shipping. I have a few people who've bought multiple items over a few days that I'm holding until we have a final, and that's perfectly fine. But if you need it sent out tomorrow because it's a Christmas gift or a Hanukkah present, then tell me and we'll do it. So that's pretty much it. Jan Goodwin is here. Good afternoon. Sandra McQuarrie, nice to have you. Flojo is here. Well, this is just great. And so I guess the first thing I need to say to you all is, as this nice planter says, season's greetings, because today's theme is reasons for the season, 12 items that represent different reasons for the season. Now, of course, when we say reasons for the season, that has religious overtone, and we do in fact have several items today that are Christmas related in a religious sense. But there are a lot of seasons that are happening this time of year. There's Hanukkah, there's Kwanzaa. For Eastern Orthodox people, Christmas Day is the beginning of the countdown to Epiphany, which is their big celebration. So while it is one of the most important holidays in the Christian world, there are a lot of seasons going on, and we're going to represent a few of them. The first one we're going to start out with is, and this is a choice. So this is season's greetings, and you get your choice on this. If it's season's greetings you want, or if it's ski season. And if it's ski season, you might like this poodle here. So let me show you both of these. We'll start with this. The opening bid on these are $6. So $6 is the opening bid on this, or the skiing poodle. Now, this particular piece that says Season's Greetings is from the 1950s, and it's a planter in the shape of a book. So again, $6 is the opening bid, and you have your choice between the book planter or this skiing poodle for ski season. And I have to say, I think he's really cute. He or she has the original tag. Carrie T is in at $6, our opening bid. Here's the original tag on this. It says, styled by Forsam, made in Japan. So this is 1950s Japanese. He does stand up with a little bit of work, and he is just cute as can be. He's made of felt. He's on wooden skis. He's got the pole. Pamela Blanchard, I see you as the high bidder at 10. And then let me come back to the other piece, the planter here. Now, this planter is part of a line they called Books of Remembrance. They did this shape of planter, and it's Royal Windsor, which was connected to the Royal Copley Pottery Company. And so you see it's a planter here. You could do a nice Christmas arrangement with those little mercury glass spikes, which everyone but me seems to be finding. You could do poinsettias, you could do any number of things, or you could just give it to somebody you know. The idea behind this is about 1950, and they're looking at what was nostalgia from their grandparents' age. So you have Victorian women and people in sleighs going off to visit each other. We are at $16, the high bid. So they did a lot of different versions of this. They did one with the Lord's Prayer on it. They did some that were nothing to do with seasonal items, but this one is really neat. And then here again is the skiing poodle. Let's get him in focus instead of me. There we go. He's got a great face. These are, they look like googly eyes, but they're just solid plastic. His tongue's hanging out. That's going to freeze if he's going down a ski slope. But I think they're just cute as can be. And our current high bid, we have two bidders who are at the same price. So our current high bidder who had it first was Sue at 16, and now Patricia is at 18. And so $18 is our high bid. Sue is at 19. And we are going to wind this down and call fair warning. And that means this is your chance to get in your last bid. So you're bidding on your choice of either the skiing poodle or the season's greetings piece. And the high bidder will have first choice and the backup bidder will have second. You see Patricia Delisle at $20 is our current high bidder. And we are at the point where we are, and Sue, let me get this up here. Sue is at 23, the current high bidder, and we are at going once, Patricia at 24, going twice, and we are sold, and we'll put it in there, and the item is at bid end. And okay, Sue at $33 got the high bid. The bid end came in, I'm sorry to say, right before on my end. It came in after Sue at 33 and before Carrie T. So Sue, you are the first choice on this. If you'll please let us know which one you're interested in the chat, and then we will offer the other piece to the backup bidder. And I'll get ready for our next item here. This is really a cute thing, isn't it? So Sue will just wait. Sue wants the planter. Okay, Carrie T, you are the backup bidder. If you are interested in the poodle is yours. So let me know, Carrie T, in the chat. If you were interested in the poodle, then that is still available to you at your last bid of 32. And so I'll wait to see in the chat here real quickly, and then we'll get the, let me make a note here. Desk. Okay. All right. So Carrie T, if you are interested in the poodle at 32, let me know. She wanted the planter too. Okay, I'm sorry about that, but we will move on to the next bid. There's going to be plenty of other things to see. Now, the next thing that in terms of seasonal things, I think angels are something that kind of transcend a lot of different beliefs and faiths and are cute and fun, and it's the right time of year for them. And so we're going to put out, these are just cute little pieces that are holiday decorations that are angels that will be your choice of one or the other. And so we are going to start these two at $6. $6, your choice of either the 6 angel musicians or the ceramic angel, which originally was from a creche. So we'll show these up. Olivia, hello Olivia, new bidder, and Olivia is in at $6. And Crystal, it's good to see you. I'm glad you get to catch me on a live sale. So this will be choice of one or the other of these, or both if you want them. We'll talk about them here for a minute while you folks contemplate. The 6 angel musicians are little plastic figures. These were done in Hong Kong in the 1960s, and I remember that we had a bunch of these. They made them in Hong Kong and Italy about the same time, and we had a bunch of these that I would play with and put around our little displays at Christmas when I was a kid. Carol Bloom is at $7. And Charlotte, hello there. Nice to have you here, Charlotte. It's got the original box. It's got all 6 of them. There's no broken wings or anything. Lois, you are at $10. We'll put the cover on there. The box is in pretty good shape. One little tear on the end, but nothing terribly important there. Let me get that in focus for you. Let's see the other end, because that's got the original information there. So our current high bid is Lois at $10. And Lois, your first 2 items really couldn't ship together, but I know that you have been getting a few things. So if you decide you want me to hold up, if you win some more items, I'll be glad to combine shipping for you, because I know you're way out west. And then the other item that is the choice is the angel from the creche. And this one's really neat. First of all, she's in really good condition, and a lot of creches are missing their angels for some reason. The creche is the nativity scene. This one is a rather lightweight ceramic, and it was made in Italy, and it's hand painted. It does say Italy on the bottom. So this is going to be late 1950s, Judy's here. Hello, Gilstrap Guest. Oh, hi, you two. I'm glad to have you both with me again. And let's see here. She's got great detail, and the paint is really good. Patricia and Olivia are both at $12. Olivia had that bid in first, so Olivia, you are the current high bidder. We'll put you in here. I just thought that she was very sweet, and I like the fact that she was in such good condition with no paint loss or chipping. Now, we will have a full creche at the very end that we will be selling. So if you folks like nativity scenes or you had one and you're nostalgic for it, we have a nice one from the 50s that are all the ceramic figures. We also have a pewter one that'll be coming up. Patricia is at 14. Charlotte is asking, are all your offerings Christmas today? Well, this is the reasons for the season. So no, they're not all, because there are some other reasons that people like to celebrate this season besides religious. So there are a few things that are not specifically Christmas offerings, but mainly today we're more along the lines of that. Let's see, Patricia is at 14, and we are going to call fair warning here. That means please do get your last bids in here, because we want everybody to have a chance to get what they want. Let's see here if I can get over to the right screen. There we are. Lois at 15. These are the two items here. Please do put in your final bids now, because we will be counting down very shortly, and it is choice, one or either of these, one or both. And let me get positioned here. Olivia at 16, Patricia at 17 is our current high bidder. And we do send to Canada, so that's never a problem. And we have going once, going twice, and we are sold and at bid end. Let's wait for that to pop up for you. And when it comes up, we will have our high bidder here. It's taking just a bit on my other screen here to come up, so let me get down to where we are in the chat. Okay, so bid end, and Olivia Sessa at $18. You are the winner. So please let me know in the chat here, Olivia, if you are interested in the, let me get these focused, in the set of 6 angels or in the angel from the creche. Blue box of angels, please. Okay, and that means Patricia, you are the backup bidder. Patricia, if you are interested in the ceramic angel from the creche, please let me know, because you are welcome to have this if you are interested in it. And I'm going to make a note that Olivia, if you'll just look at the bottom there and follow the instructions, then we'll make sure we get this out to you. And Olivia's bid was the high bid at 18. Okay, very good. And Patricia would like the angel. So very good. Patricia, you get the angel for 17. Very good. So everyone's happy. I like it when it works out that way. Delisle. Okay. All right, very good. Well, let's go on with some other reasons for the season. One thing that people sometimes do in this season is that they use this season as a season of romance. And a lot of times one of the things that they end up giving as a present for Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or any event is a ring. And this is a Spode heart-shaped box in the Christmas tree pattern. This is going to start out, oh, hello, Dorothy, nice to see you here. This is going to start at $12. This is Spode's Christmas tree pattern. So $12 is your opening bid on this. And it is a 2-part shape. But a lot of times somebody has something that they want to put in a small box that's very special for someone, or they just want to put this out on the table. Christine K is at $15 on this. There's the Spode Christmas tree mark. This is such a great pattern. They made so many interesting pieces. Hi, Draga. And yes, I agree. I do think this is really nice. It's got, now it's Spode Christmas tree, but this one is not with the Christmas tree on it. This is one of the pieces where they use the holly sprigs and the mistletoe. And that's why a lot of times people are giving these away as something to hold a ring or some other special thing for giving somebody at the holidays. or they just put it on a table. And sometimes they forget and leave it out for Valentine's Day because it's a heart. So let's see, we have, I like the holly too, Margaret. And of course, the holly makes a lot of sense for the fact that Kat Conway at 18. Hi, Kat, you are our current high bidder. And hi, Joanne, nice to see you. Good afternoon. The holly originally was a symbol related to Celtic celebrations around the midwinter. And when the St. Patrick and the other folks were trying to convert the Celts to Christianity, they adopted the holly and spoke of it as having a relationship to the crown of thorns that Jesus had on his head before the crucifixion. So it's become a Christmas tradition, but it actually springs from Celtic paganism, believe it or not. But it's red and green, so the colors are perfect. And we've got Charlotte Murphy at 19 is our current high bidder. Let me see if I can't get over there. 2 holidays in one, exactly. I like twofers, as you can tell. So I know we've got a lot of folks interested, but I also do have a lot of other things to show today. So we're going to call fair warning on this. That means get your final bid in because we are getting close to the end of this auction. Karen Radford is $20. Our current high bid. And Kat Conway asked, how old is this beautiful box? Well, Spode Christmas tree is one of the patterns that's gone on for a long, long time, but this is made in England. And I've actually had this piece for quite a while, and it was in my Christmas stuff for a long, long time. And so I believe that I've had this since the 1980s, and I believe it was fairly contemporary at the time. So Will's Vintage Treasures and Vlogs. Well, hello, Will. Charlotte is at 22. We are at fair warning. So let me see here. We are going once. We are going twice. And we are sold. And we're going to put it in. And wait to see what happens. A lot of bids coming right at the end. And bid end came in. And Charlotte Murphy at $27. You are the high bidder. So Charlotte, I will make a note of this for you. And if you're able to get your information to me, I can have this going out to you right away. And thank you very much. Let me just make a note of there. Hey, Elizabeth, you're here. That's great. And it's nice to see you. It's I know your work schedule has been kind of tricky with the regular broadcast, so it's great to have you here today. I'm really enjoying getting to do 12 days of live sales because I get to see some different people every day, and that's really neat too. Okay, well, that was fun. Let me see. I've got that all down. Okay, now we are going to get into real Christmas season stuff here, but one other season that it is for a lot of people. Sherry, hi, good to see you. This is also theater season for a lot of people, and particularly people who are fans of the Nutcracker and A Christmas Carol. So this is another choice. And we've got 2 figurines here. They are going to start at $8. So $8 is your opening bid. Now we'll measure here. The reason I say it's theater season is that I heard recently that theaters make 40% of their annual income from either the night before Christmas or the Nutcracker. Those are apparently very, very important for the theaters. It helps produce all of the stuff that they did all the rest of the year. And oh, Charlotte, you're right on it. Thank you for sending your info. Hi, Lorraine. No, you didn't miss the whole thing. We're only on number 4, so we've got a lot more to go. $8 is the starting bid on either of these. The Nutcracker is this guy here. They're each in the 3 to 4 inch size. Whoops. So they're not huge, which is nice. They can go on a table. The Nutcracker is Goebel. This is the company that made Hummels, and it is hand painted. Goebel was great with the hand painting. And so you can see here, he's got the little lever in the back to be a Nutcracker. And again, this one is starting bid of 8, and Carrie T is our opening bidder. And the other choice is Tiny Tim. Now, the Goebel mark, West Germany, is going to be, again, 1980s. Now, Tiny Tim here Tiny Tim there with his crutch. Poor little Tiny Tim, but he's very softly painted. Patricia Delisle at $9 is our high bidder now. And the bottom of this, you can see the Royal Dalton mark. So this is Royal Dalton. It's good quality, and it says Tiny Tim with the period after it. This means this is an earlier piece, likely to be from about 1940. Shyla Rush, hello, welcome, and thank you for your bid. Shyla Rush at $10 is the current high bidder. So this is your choice between the two. They actually did all sorts of Dickens characters in the Royal Dalton line, as well as the other characters from The Night Before Christmas. And I keep saying The Night Before Christmas, you know, Scrooge. And so it's a nice piece. This is an older piece, and then the Goebel Nutcracker is a more contemporary piece. So it's your choice for whichever one you want. The high bidder will get to choose, and I think that we're going to call fair warning on this. So this is your last chance to get in your bid, and we don't do just in cases, so just bid what you're comfortable paying. Sue at $11 is our current high bidder. And I can put that into the chat here. Shyla at $12 is the current high bidder. And we are getting very close to the end of the auction here, folks. So if these are of interest to you, now is your chance. We've got several bids at 12. The first, okay, Sue at 13 is the high bidder. And we are going once. Lorraine Mitchell at 15 is the high bidder. We are going twice. And we are sold. Bid end. We're going to just wait for it to come up in the chat. And the winner of this piece, or the first choice, I should say, because it is choice, is Sue at $16. You were the first to bid 16, so Sue, it is your choice. Please let us know in the comments which one of these you wanted, and then the backup bidder will have the chance at the other one. So Sue, if you'll let us know which piece you want, and then we'll see if the other one is available to someone who wants it, and then we'll move on to another item here. I like to be able to do these choice items because you never know what people are looking for, and I figure I have 2 hands, let's put up 2 items. It makes it more fun too. And oh, thank you, Joanne. I appreciate that. It's nice if you like it to say that you do. It does help us with all that. Okay, Sue is taking Tiny Tim. Let me make a note of that. So for 16, Sue. And let's see, Shyla, you were the other high bidder. If you are interested in the Nutcracker, please let me know in the comments. And if, let's see, yes, that would be Shyla. Yes, Shyla would like the Nutcracker. So see, that worked out just great. So Shyla gets the Nutcracker for 16. Very good. Okay, now this next one, let's see, Shyla Rush. Now this next one, we're starting to get more into the reason for the season, as is often spoken of with this being the first Sunday of Advent. So in the Christian world, this is the first Sunday on the Advent calendar this year. It always falls differently each year. This is going to be for the lot. So one price gets all 4 of these. Let's get them in there. These are Baldwin brass, and they are ornaments that were made sometime in the 1980s, and they have the little holes in the back where you can stick Christmas lights in them if you want. The opening bid is $8 for the 4 of these, so very inexpensive. We're just going to see where this goes. So $8 is your opening bid, and I'm going to show these individually. They really are beautiful, and they're so well made. I don't think this was really possible before the 1980s because I think it takes laser cutting. And okay, we have our first bid at $12. Oh, to be me too is our opening bidder. And I'll show these a little bit at a time so you can see them. Let's see here. Yeah, let's get something in focus. That'll be nice. Okay. I think I'll hold them still because otherwise it'll drive everybody crazy. There we go. We have Aiden at 20 for the lot of 4. So this one is the church. And you can see all the detail in it. They really are extremely well detailed. And I will have more of these coming up in other auctions, although I think they're different designs than these. So that is the first of the 4 in the group. The second one, and let me just pop in there so that everyone can see, our current high bidder is Oh To Be Me Too at $23 for the lot of 4. So one money takes all 4 of these. This is the second one. This has this holographic in the back, so you get that really cool sparkly to it. And this is the, it looks like a host of angels actually dancing around with a harp. Hey Bree, it's nice to have you here. I'm so glad to see you. And the third one, this one actually shows the wise men heading to Bethlehem. And this is nice because it's got a lot of cutout work, and I think that's neat. Currently, Dorothy at 25 is the high bidder, and it is one price for all 4 of these. There's the back. The backs are just regular backs. It's obviously to be hung in a way where you can see it out front, and all of these do have the place that you can put a Christmas light in it. And then our last one is this very cute angel, and again, one money is taking all of these. Patricia at 26 is our current high bidder, and I am going to call fair warning here. So that means this is your last chance to get your bid in. The high bidder is going to end up, this has a nice crystal, it's probably a plastic crystal, to be honest with you. I don't think it's glass. Let's see if I can tell. No, I guess it's hard to tell, honestly. I know tapping it on your teeth seems strange, but you usually can tell plastic from glass if you do that. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are at fair warning. Get your final bids in. Dorothy at 28 is our current high bidder. And we are going once. We are going twice. And let me get to the spot here where I have to put this in. Sorry, folks, I'm a little clumsy today. And we are gone, and we have put in bid in. Let's wait for it to come up, and we'll know who our winner is. And our high bidder coming up in a moment on the 4 brass ornaments is Isabel Duran. Okay, very good. Well, that was a last minute bid that worked out. I don't do the just in case bids. The reason for that is honestly, I watch sometimes people bid $1 million to keep everybody else from bidding, and I just like it better if people really have an open chance to bid. So we all have our own way of doing it. There's no right or wrong way. They just work a little differently. So I'm glad you folks are getting used to this. And thank you, Isabel. All right. Now, I did say that we were going to have some CRECHES because we're getting into the more of the Christian decorations related to the season. And so this next one is really neat. I hope I can show it in a good way. I really wanted to bring it to you all, so I'm going to do my best to hold it up where you can see it, but it's got about 24 pieces in it. So hopefully this will show. Now, it doesn't have any sort of wooden building, but this, I think you can see the tops, and I'll take some of the figures out so you can see them better. This is a pewter creche, and there are over 20 pieces in this. So the starting bid on this is $12, and I'll take some of the pieces out so you can see it better, because of course they're all falling down like I was afraid they would. But these are by a company, again, it's the late 70s and early 80s. We started getting all sorts of people interested. Karen Radford at $20. Well, she has an idea what this is. We started seeing a lot of interest in really well-crafted pewter figures in the 1970s when the metal prices went up. Pewter, even though it's a very basic mix of metals, started to become really popular again because it's easily formed into molds where you can do a lot of detail. Yeah, they really are beautiful. So that's one camel. This is another camel. I'm just going to hold things up and show you because I don't know how else to do this. So we'll do camels first. This was done by a company, and a lot of them are marked, called Pewter Pont. And yeah, your family had something like this in the 70s, I imagine so, because that's when this was getting really popular. The important thing in this creche is that it has a very, very tiny baby Jesus in the manger, the little bed made of hay there. So it's got everything. Here is, let's see, where is Mary? I think we've got, well, I'll just show you a bunch of figures. We've got Mary, we've got Joseph, we have angels, we have, here we go, there she is. There are a couple of donkeys or horses. Sharon Carter at 51.8 and at 59 is our high bidder currently. And I can see why, because, you know, these little things, when they came out, there's about 20 of them, and they sold for $6 to $12 a piece new, which means that somebody had, you know, a lot of money in this, you know, maybe $200 into this set when it originally was made. It is a lot of pieces. That's right, Gritty Gret. And let's see, we've got another angel here. We have one of the wise men in the cloak. And of course, we have to have the shepherd and some very shaggy sheep and goats and such things. Well, they look more like goats to me, but 61 Sharon Carter. It will be very sweet when it's set up. Okay, there we go. Everything's in great shape. There's no missing horns or missing parts or anything. So I will, again, gently, because it's hard to show, I'll just hold this up again. Hopefully, if I get it in front of my face there, you can kind of get the idea of the assemblage. Carol Bloom is at 62, and we are going to call fair warning. So please put in your last bids now, because we are going to wind this one down. I like very much to try to keep on schedule, so you get to see a lot of things in a short period of time. We are at 65, our high bid, and we are going once. We are going twice. I got to get ready on my end here. And we are sold, bid end. Let's see where this comes up and who our high bidder is going to be. It takes a minute to go in. I'm trying to do it today so that it comes up the same way you folks see it out there. And bid end, and Carol Bloom at $73. You are the high bidder on the Pewter Creche, and I'm just so happy. That's a wonderful thing. I saved that from a house in Florida that was going to be torn down, and they were going to throw everything away and plow it down. And I was able to get a hold of them because I saw stuff through the window, and they said, oh, sure, you can come take things out if you can find anything. And that was in there. So it was meant to be here for us. So Carol, very good. Congratulations. I really appreciate that. And we will move on to another thing. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you are Christmas cards. And as soon as you see them, you're going to say, those aren't Christmas cards. And here they are. And yes, folks, these are indeed Christmas cards. They are by Francoma pottery. You can see the mark right there. These are starting at $8 each, and it is your choice at $8. We have 1970 and 1972 here. So $8 is the starting bid. Now, why are these called Christmas cards? Well, you see on there it says the Franks, and you see on the back of this one it says Merry Christmas, the Franks. Well, John Frank and his wife Grace, he was the founder of Francoma, and she worked alongside him and did a lot of the designs. During the Second World War, a lot of companies that made pottery and glass were at a near standstill because the chemicals and the materials and the stuff you needed for new plant and equipment all had war priority, so they couldn't get the stuff they needed to produce. So they were sitting there and they were all kind of broke, even though it was the Second World War. And you think, oh, everyone made lots of money because of the wartime. Well, no. Not true at all. A lot of the glass and china companies were really hurting. And so, but the Franks were very religious people. They were from Oklahoma. They were they were very much into the Christmas season, and they wanted to send Christmas cards to their friends and give stuff to the people who worked for them, and they couldn't do it because they didn't have the money. So they said, you know what? Let's just make some little miniatures and we'll send them out as Christmas cards. This is 1944. And there were a handful that went out to people that knew them and they really liked them. So they started it up again after the war, and year after year for the next, 35 years, they made, and we've got Willie Joe at 10 as our high bidder. So for the next 10 years, the next 35 or 40 years, they made a ceramic Christmas card every year. This one, we'll start with the older one, A Prayer for Peace. This was right when they introduced the bone white glaze. And this is during the Vietnam War, and people were really, really ready for peace. And so they thought this would be a nice design that said a lot. And that's when they came out with this one. Daniel at $20. Hi, Daniel. Nice to see you again. You are the high bidder right now, Daniel. And I will pop that up here. And so that was, so this was the 1970 version. In 1969, they started a line of modernist pieces, including that bottle in the middle, which was a limited edition that they made only a few thousand of in 1972, and they depicted it on the card. And this is in the prairie green color. So yeah, they're just really fun. I think they're great. You can collect a whole lot. Some of the early ones go for really big money. Oh, Kevin, you have some of the Christmas plates. I have some too. In fact, I have some here. I don't have them scheduled for today's sale. But we'll try to get them in at some point here. It's Sunday and I'm trying to be nice. Well, that's good. It is the first Sunday of Advent. So we are going to call fair warning here. Our high bid is $20. Please do get in your final bids. This will be choice. So if the first bidder wants both, they can have them. Or if they want one or the other, then we'll ask the second bidder if they are interested. Charlotte Murphy at $21. And we are going once. We are going twice. Thank you, Joanne. Peace for all. I agree. And we are going to put in bid end here as soon as I can get to that screen. And we just wait for it to come up and see who our high bidder is. Bid end. And Jenny, you are the winner. So Jenny, please let me know in the comments which one you're interested in, or both. You get the choice of one or both at $25. And if you're interested in both, let me know. If you're not, then tell us which one you want. 1970. Okay. Our second bidder was actually before the bid end, I'm afraid. Got to honor that. So our high bidder at that point was Patricia Delisle. Are you interested in 1972, Patricia? Let us know. And I will get ready for the next piece and do my little book work here. So we have Jenny, 70, 25. And Jenny took 1970, and I'm just waiting to hear if Patricia is interested in 1972. Otherwise, we will go on from there. So Patricia will take 1972. Okay, very good. Well, thank you very much. And we are at, okay, we've got it. So very good. Well, since we are in the Christmas season, a lot of people are going to church or they're going out to pageants or related events. And so I thought that since everybody loved the jewelry yesterday, that we would do a jewelry choice on crosses today. So we have 3 here. These are all from about, 2 are from the 1970s, 1 from the 1980s. These are starting bid of $6 each, and we will show them individually, but I just want to show you that you have your choice between the three, if I can get that one to stay straight. So we have a sterling silver charm, we have the gold tone with the green stone, and we have the gold tone with the 4 blue stones. Let's talk about them a little. And again, $6 is our starting bid on the crosses. We'll talk about the little sterling silver charm first. This is a 1980s piece. The chains are included, Lorraine, and these are not, now this one's sterling silver, the charm. The other ones are just gold tone on metal. They're not solid gold or a carat weight. But you can see this has a little filigree. It's probably about 3/4 of an inch. It'd be nice on a little charm bracelet. So that's one of the ones. Opening bid is $6, folks. And the second one is, okay, yes, I did mention the size on that one. The larger crosses can also be used as Christmas ornaments. That is a very good idea. I will show you the size on the necklaces because that will be important for people who want to wear them. They're kind of sweater length, really. This one, the second one that I'm trying to show here, is 22 inches total, so 11 inches drape. Karen Radford at $6 is our first bidder. This one is by Sarah Coventry. Let me try doing it. You know, it'd look better if I did it on my sweater. Maybe. It's like trying to fish. Okay, there we go. So this one is by Sarah Coventry, and they, of course, were a very famous house party jewelry company, costume jewelry that went door to door at house parties, kind of like a Tupperware party, except for jewelry. Lois at $10 is our current high bidder for choice. It does have the Sarah Coventry mark on it, which is very, very, very tiny on this little triangle here. $12, Spiff 50 Vintage is our high bidder. And then the third one, it's going to be your choice of any or all of the three. This one is 24 inches. It's a 12-inch drape. And this one is nice. It's a gold tone, so it's got the look of shiny gold, and of course that's a plating. And it's got a nice green rhinestone in the center. Now this one, it's funny because this one seems like it should be marked. It seems like it's finished well, but it isn't marked in any way that I was able to find. So Lorraine Mitchell at $20 is our current high bidder. And let's see here, I'm going to get over and I am going to call fair warning. So please, folks, if you're interested in these, this is your last moment to bid because this will close very soon, but I'm going to hold them up one more time so that you can see all of them. There we go. So it's your choice. And then the backup bidder, if the first person does not take all, will have the option of the choice. So we are going once. We're going twice. Let me get that in there. And we are at bid end, waiting for it to come up. And Lorraine Mitchell, you are the high bidder at $20. So Lorraine, if you'll tell us in the chat which one that you are interested in, or one, two, or all. We have the Sarah Coventry in blue, the unnamed in green, and the charm in silver. So we'll just wait for a minute so Lorraine can tell us which one she's interested in, and then we'll ask the backup bidders about their interest in the other two. And we've got, stay tuned because we've got 4 more items after this, and I think there's some pretty pieces that you'll enjoy. Okay, Lorraine wants the Sarah Coventry. That's a very pretty piece. That actually I found here in Kentucky. And so then our backup Spiff 50 Vintage, if you are interested in either the cross with the green stone or the silver charm, at your bid, they are available. And I will mark down that our high bidder is Lorraine on the Sarah Coventry piece. There we go. So we're just wait to hear from Spiff 50 Vintage about the other two. I'm going to go ahead and set them down and we'll get ready for the next item here. The silver charm will be for Spiff 50 vintage. Very good. All right, let me make a note of that. Spiff 50 vintage. Silver charm, very good. All right, well, our next pieces, one of the things I like the most about churches, honestly, is the stained glass. I grew up in the Lutheran church, and we had our building was built in 1967. It had a giant window that was all purple and orange because those were the colors of 1967. It was so cool. But obviously, stained glass has been around a long time, and so have churches. And Spode managed to capture some of that stained glass color in the styles of the plates that they did in the early 1960s. These are both Spode plates, and it's going to be your choice. We are starting at $8. $8 is the opening price. These both represent churches in England that are very famous for particular reasons. This one is the Lindisfarne plate, and Lindisfarne is where St. Cuthbert is buried. Willie Joe at $12 is our initial bid, and the Lindisfarne Church is not only is his body preserved there, they then took him away in flight because the Vikings were invading. And after years and years, when that was all settled and the Vikings had kind of merged into English society, well, then they put things back at Lindisfarne, and it's a very big attraction here. I believe it's on an island or a place where you actually have to walk out to get to it, and it's been there since the 1200s, I understand. Ila Rosa Boutique is at $25, the current high bidder, and it is your choice between this one, or both. This one is the Iona plate, and you notice all of them, they really have a lot of Celtic knotwork and medieval look to them. Margaret Richardson at $30 is the high bidder. This one, the Iona plate, represents the Pictish cross. You can see that in the middle, and it has to do with the Book of Kells, and it shows it basically is representations of the four Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, who wrote the gospel. And then around it are the dogs of fidelity, the serpent of wisdom, the lion of courage, and the bird of friendship, all interlaced. My heart is at $35. Here's the information on the back. These were done in 1963. This was one of the first times that we saw Spode making collector plates. There was a publication called Antiques and Collecting Hobbies back then, and in 61 they did a big article about how, wow, all those blue and white Christmas plates from Denmark are suddenly collectible, and all of the big famous pottery companies started making collector plates, and Spode did these. And yes, it is a combination of Christian and pagan motifs, because again, they were incorporating the pagan motifs into Christianity in order to convert. Ila Rosa at 37. My heart is at 38. The Apostles. Thank you, Dorothy. Yes. I'm sure my pastor from back in catechism days would have been very ashamed that I couldn't come up with the Apostles. So here we go. My heart is the current high bidder, and I am going to call fair warning on these, so please put in your final bid. The high bidder will get one or both at their choice, and the backup bidder can have the other one if there's one left. I just think the colors are really strong. It's all transfer wear, but they really captured that detail and those colors. And I think, well, you're right, Jan, he won't, because he's passed on now. So and Ila Rosa is out, so we will call, let me see here. We are going once, going twice, sold, and bid end should appear in a moment, and we will see who our winner is. But it looks to me like my heart at $38. If you'll let me know if you want one or both of them in the chat, then we will, if there's one left, we'll ask the backup bidder about that. Again, this one is the Iona, and this one is Lindisfarne. And she would like both. Very good. Well, thank you so much. We will put those aside for you and wrap them very carefully so that they get to you, because they're quite lovely pieces, and I'm glad that you're able to have them both together. They should be a nice display. Okay, let's see here. This next bid, I wanted to do something from Jerusalem, since it is the Holy City and we are in that time of year. And so these are our choice here. They're rather different from each other, so we'll see who's interested in what. We are starting these at $8. Hi, Lynn. Nice to have you here. So at $8, that is our starting bid. We have the napkin holder, which was made in Israel out of brass and hand-painted in the late 60s, early 70s. A lot of brass items were made in Israel. The other piece, this wood slab, Carol Bloom at $8 is our opening bid. Oh to Be Me Too is at $10. I wanted to show you this one up close a little bit. It has Jerusalem on it. It also has Hebrew writing. This predates the formation of the modern Israeli state. This actually is a piece of an olive tree. And olive trees figure in biblical reference, and they also are something that grow there that they use for various wood things. I've seen CRECHES made of them. Sonia Jelinski at $15 is our high bidder. On the back of this piece, this dates probably to about the 1920s. It may be very hard to see, but it actually says, "The Christian Herald, Bible House, New York," in a very faint impress stamp that you may or may not be able to see right where my finger is. So this was brought over by a New York Bible house to be sold. But I just thought it was really cool because it is an actual piece of burl with this painting on it, and this should date to sometime in the 1920s, approximately. So it is actually, it's probably the only true antique piece that we have here. So Sonia Jelinski at $20 is our current high bidder, and we are going to call fair warning because we are getting close. I've been trying to keep these to an hour. We're going to run just slightly over because we've got two more items after this. So let me set these down and we'll get ready to close the bid here, because we are going once, we are going twice, and we are at bid end. And Lois Egan at the very last. Lois, you are the high bidder. So Lois, if you'll please tell us if you are interested in the napkin holder or if you are interested in the little wood slab here, and then we will let the backup bidder have the option on the other piece. I like the colors in the Israeli brass, I have to say. I think painting on brass, to my eye, is more interesting than... brass is really popular again, and so I personally find that I like it when it has some design on it. And Lois is going to take the olive piece. So our backup bidder on this was Carol Bloom. Carol, if you are interested in the napkin holder, it is still available. So let me make a note of Lois for the first piece at 22. And we'll just wait to see it. Carol would like, oh good, see, that worked out again. Sometimes it just works out, everybody gets what they want, and then we have more fun because we get to look at more stuff this way. So Carol Bloom on the napkin holder, very good. All right, well, we've just got two items left, and I am going to show the first one here. Now, I have to admit, this is more of an Easter item, but it definitely fits the season, and I thought it was really interesting, so I wanted the chance to show you and to see if this was something that might catch someone's fancy, because it is all about the shells. This is starting at $12, and I will talk about it a little bit. I'll try to move it so that we don't have the glare. Actually, let me measure it first. This is the Last Supper, and it is 10.5 by 13, and Oh to Be Me Too at $15 is our opening bid. It's 10.5 by 13. I'm going to sit back so that you don't see glare so much, but it's The Last Supper. It is a print, and it is in a shell-encrusted frame. This was made in Italy as well. Obviously, there's a lot of things made in Italy because of the Vatican City being there that relate to this season. It's got a nice stamp on the back, which I'm hoping it's Lucero and Company, and the stamp's kind of upside down, so I have to hold it this way, but it does have a hanging spot here for it. There's the mark on the back. Willie Joe at 27 is our high bidder. These are really neat. They're very detailed. It seems to have all of its shells. There's one place here where there isn't a shell, and I think on the edge, and I think it's because the other shell they put over it kind of covers up that spot. And so right there, you notice. But I don't know that it's missing. I think it might just be that they didn't put it on because it interrupted the design. Carol Bloom at 32 is our high bidder. We really don't see these shell-encrusted frames very often anymore, and this is going to date to about 1950. The print itself is obviously multicolored, and it's lithography, and they put it in the back, and then they put a convex glass over it. That's why you're getting that glare, so that it won't get dust on the print. But it's really neat because it has so much dimension. Oh to Be Me Too is at 37, and that is a Floridian bidder, and I understand anything encrusted with shells does really well in Florida. Carol at 38 is currently our high bidder, and so I'm going to call fair warning here. So please get your last bid in, and only bid what you feel you're willing to pay. But this is a very pretty piece, and I can see why there's interest in it. I just thought it was really well done and very attractive the way that they put it together. I would buy these all day long if I could find them. And we are going once, we are going twice, and we are sold. I'm going to put it in, and we'll see where we are when it comes up. And Oh to Be Me Too at $44 is our high bidder on that piece. And obviously very happy about it. Well, thank you so much. I think that's a really, really pretty thing, and that you should enjoy that. So let me make a quick note here. And our high bid is 44. Okay, and that brings us to our last of the day. We're just slightly behind schedule here, so I think we're doing all right. Our last piece for this live sale is a full Christmas creche, which I'm going to hold very carefully to try not to drop or break anything, because I put everything in here so that hopefully we can see it all. I'm just going to sit back here. Hey, Stacy, I'm glad you're here. This is part of my 12 days of live sales. This is day 5, and every day at noon we've been doing this. So here's the creche. This is starting out also at $12 is the opening bid. This one is from the 1950s. It has the cardboard manger, and you've got the printed scene in the back, so it gives it some dimension. And then you have 3 wise men, 2 sitting in the corner, and the one on bended knee has the gold. I will take these out and start showing them in a minute. I just wanted to show it all together so you could see this neat background. So $12 the starting bid. This one does have a light that clips into the back of it, and I'll try to show that too. Hey there, JGB Denman is here. Okay. Sonia, I think you were bidding 18. It came out as 218. I think you meant that as a dollar sign. So I think Sonia at $18 is our high bidder, but you might have to put that in again because it doesn't seem to make sense. So right now, Carol Bloom at $12. So there's the light. It does work. And I'm going to go ahead and set this down and show some of the pieces individually. Yes, I thought Sonia meant 18. So Sonia at $18 is our high bidder. One nice thing about this one, most of these were made in Japan or Italy. I saw an Italian mark on just one of them, but it has the Carol Bloom at 19. Okay, well, we've got that all figured out now then. So there we go. Carol at 19. Let's see here. Okay, so the angel is here, and the angel hangs above. Spiff 50 vintage at $20. I thought the camel had really good detail. There are, I believe, 3 sheep. This one's laying down. When I was a kid, I loved playing with these. I would move all the figures around all the time, and my mom would get annoyed after a while that I was fidgeting with it, but finally she figured that I liked doing it, so she let me put it up every year. Here's the baby Jesus in the crib, and let's see who else is in here. We have, here's Mary and Joseph. We have on bended knee presenting gold. Here are a couple more sheep. I'll just let you folks keep bidding while I try to show you everything that is coming in this set. This set actually was also a rescue from the house in Florida, so I was really glad that I was able to get in there and save these pieces. Let's see, we also have the donkey, another donkey, and then the other 2 wise men are in here somewhere. Carol Bloom currently is our high bidder at $32. So $32 is the high bid. Here are the final 2 wise men. And I am going to call fair warning. Spiff 50 Vintage is at $35. That is our high bid. Please get your high bids in now because this is the last auction of this live sale session. And I want you to all have a chance at it, but we are getting close to the end here, partly because I have to go off to an auction this afternoon. So we are going once, we are going twice, and we're going to put in bid end. And my parents would have Christmas parties. One year, one of the guests' children stole the baby Jesus, and we never saw it again. It is so strange. That happens with blow molds in Santa Monica. They had to put chain link fence over the nativity scene because the baby Jesus got stolen, I think, 20 times one season. So yes. Okay, the bid ended, and Stacy Heisey at $40 is the winner of that bid. So Stacy, that's great. It's a really neat set, and I have to say, if I had it out for sale in a mall, I would have probably priced it even just a little higher than that. So I think you got a nice deal. I want to let all of you know that this is only day 5, so we've got 7 more days. Tomorrow's theme will be announced this evening. When I get back, I've got to go to this auction, so there will be a thumbnail, and we'll let you know about that. But entertainment is going to be one of those things. We will have another jewelry and boudoir session. We're going to have one called Great Gifts for Guys, but it'll be stuff that you could get for a guy, but there's some things that anybody could have, and that'll be fun because it'll be a big variety. We'll have Great Gifts for Gals one day. We'll have gifts that grandma got, so things that were gift items from the past. So there'll be a lot of neat vintage items there. And we'll also have one on collector toys and figures and things like that. So thank you very much for joining. This has been a lot of fun. Have a nice Sunday, and we will be with you again very shortly for another live sale tomorrow at noon Eastern time. Thanks a lot, folks. It was a lot of fun. Bye-bye.